things that I've been learning this summer is to understand God as a father and myself as a son. I know many times I've subconsciously fallen into the trap of believing that my behavior regarding him will determine his behavior regarding me. What I've failed to recognize is that this very philosophy is that of an orphan rather than a son. Galatians 4-6 says, "And because you are sons, God has sent the Spirit of His Son into our hearts, crying, Abba, Father." Here, Abba is the Aramaic word for Papa, a term of intimacy and affection. Father from the Greek term pater, conveying not only intimacy but also rightful authority. Together, these names express the heart of our relationship with God. We are fully known, fully loved, and fully received, not as strangers or servants, but as sons. To understand God as the Father is to grasp the most essential dimension of His character, love in its purest, self-giving form. So much of our culture understands love as some form of mystical feeling, which is foundationally impersonable and self-directed. True love is that of sacrifice, looking beyond the self for the sake of another. It's not characterized by circumstance and gratification, but by gratitude and patience. Much of us are operating as orphans, driving to fill the hands with legalistic efforts, seeking to fulfill man-created quotas for an uncreated God. To be adopted means to be chosen freely. Adoption signifies the establishment of a purely gratuitous relation. Gratuitous because it's not a power of the nature in question, and is only possible due to the condescension of the higher nature into the lower. When a child is adopted into a new family through the latter's free and generous inclusion, the biological relation between the child and his or her parents and the lack of biological relation with his or her adopted parents isn't magically erased. We know this, but the child takes on a new mode of being, which is constituted precisely by the establishment of the new relation. This is the mystery and beauty of our relationship with Christ, and is the very thing that enables our sanctification. It is only because the Father is generous by nature, fully sharing Himself in His eternal self-emptying in the begetting of the Son, that He goes beyond His nature in creating a world to freely receive what the Son receives by nature. Because of our adoption, Jesus, who possesses sonship by nature, has allowed us to receive sonship by grace, made tangible through transformation in the likeness of Him. Being adopted as sons, thereby being united to the eternal Son and participating in His eternal act of reciprocating the Father's self-emptying love. What it means to live as sons and not as orphans is to live from relationship, not performance. It is to rest in the reality that our identity is not earned but given, not achieved but received. This is the heart of calling God Abba, not just as a title but as a truth we live into. The purpose of our lives is to accept and participate in God's gratuitous adoption, receiving the sonship that results in this relation, becoming a new mode of being, conceived by the newfound union. Our becoming uncreated is not a negation of our uncreated nature, but a transformation of our mode of being. An adopted child obviously does not become a biological child of their adopted parents, but through adoption we can truly say that the son or daughter has become a child of their new parents and is a child of their new parents. So it is with us and Christ, an ecstasis beyond natural limits, which is paradoxically its natural end.